So, um, where do truly profound ideas actually come from? Is it always like some bolt of lightning? A totally original flash of genius out of nowhere?
Hmm. Probably not, right? I feel like there's something maybe more nuanced going on. Maybe even something liberating about it all.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're diving into today. We're looking at creative insights, and we're drawing heavily from this really brilliant source, Steal Like an Artist.
Great book.
It really is. Our mission here is to uncover some maybe surprising truths about creativity, about influence,
Yeah.
and importantly, practical steps.
Right. Steps you can actually take.
Yeah, to get more of that creative spark. What do
Yeah.
you think of yourself as an artist or maybe an entrepreneur
Mm.
or, just anyone wanted to innovate a bit more?
That's spot on. And while the book says it's about making art, the ideas,
Yeah.
they go way beyond that.
Oh, for sure.
It's really a mindset shift, I think. It can change how you approach pretty much anything, a work project, a hobby, whatever. It's about like the raw materials of creation.
Mhm. Okay, let's get into that. The foundational idea, it kicks off with this quote from Picasso, which is pretty provocative.
Mm-hmm.
Art is theft. Right. Art is theft. And he wasn't alone. T.S. Eliot, another sharp mind, he made this distinction.
Yeah, the immature versus mature poets thing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Immature poets imitate, but mature poets steal. And the good ones make it better, or at least, something different.
That's the key part. Different.
So how does that idea, stealing, actually help someone who's creating? What does it free them up to do?
Well, it really pushes back against our usual idea of originality, doesn't it? That kind of sacred cow.
Yeah, totally.
There's this writer, Jonathan Lethem. He points out that when we call something original, like 9 times out of 10,
Mm.
it just means we don't know the references, we don't recognize the sources they pulled from.
Huh. Okay, that makes sense.
The truth is, and this is deep, nothing really comes from nowhere. Zero. All creative stuff, it builds on what happened before.
Like Ecclesiastes says, there is nothing new under the sun.
Exactly. And look, that doesn't have to be a downer. It's actually super practical when you think about it.
Okay. Because I could see how someone hears nothing new and thinks, well,
Yeah.
why bother then?
Right.
It feels a bit depressing.
Right. But the source flips that. It frames it as liberating. Incredibly freeing, actually.
How so?
Well, think about Andre Gide. He said something like, everything that needs to be said has already been said.
Okay. Still sounds a bit bleak.
Hang on, there's a kicker. But since no one was listening, everything must be said again.
Ah, okay. I get it now.
See? That totally changed the game for how we think about creativity. If you ditch that burden, that pressure to be 100% original, to pull something out of thin air,
Yeah.
then you can stop staring at the blank page, totally paralyzed, right?
Yeah.
And instead, you can actually embrace influence. It's permission. Permission to stand on the shoulders of giants.
And that makes so much intuitive sense.
Yeah.
Every new idea, it's basically a remix, isn't it? A mashup of older ideas.
Totally. It's like that old art school trick.
Oh, the parallel lines.
Yeah. You draw 2 parallel lines, you see line 1, line 2.
Yeah.
But then there's that third line, right? The negative space between them.
Oh.
1 + 1 = 3. That new thing, the negative space, it emerges from the relationship between the 2 existing lines.
That's a great visual.
Or think about genetics. Probably the most intimate example. You are literally a remix of your mom and dad.
Right, and all their ancestors too.
Exactly. You've got features from both, but the sum of you, it's bigger, it's different, it's unique compared to either one alone.
Okay.
So that analogy helps show how something genuinely new can pop up. Not from nothing, but from combining existing bits in a fresh way. Your genius isn't magic creation, it's your specific, personal way of remixing what's already out there.
So, okay, we have our family tree, our genealogy, but we also have, like, an idea genealogy.
Precisely. And here's the really cool part. You don't pick your family, right?
Nope, stuck with them.
Huh. But you can choose your creative lineage. You can pick your teachers, your friends, the music you listen to, the books, the movies, all of it.
Consciously choose.
Consciously. Goethe said, we are shaped and fashioned by what we love. You literally become a mashup of what you decide to let into your life.
Wow.
And this is important. The artist isn't just a hoarder grabbing everything randomly.
Right.
An artist collects selectively. They pick things they truly love, things that really resonate. It's that whole garbage in, garbage out idea.
Makes sense. You are what you eat, creatively speaking.
Exactly. So your job really is to collect good ideas. The more good stuff you consciously gather, the richer and more diverse your pool of influence becomes.
And it's not just like high art or academic stuff, right? Jim Jarmusch had that great quote.
Oh yeah, the steal from anywhere one.
That's the one. Skill from films, music, books, paintings, photos, poems,
Yeah.
but also dreams, random conversations, architecture, street signs, clouds.
Anything, as long as it speaks directly to your soul.
Yeah. And he says if you do that, your work, your theft, will actually be authentic. Which sounds paradoxical, but I get it.
It is. It's about filtering everything through you. And to really build that creative family tree, the source suggests diving deep into one thinker you admire. Anyone, artist, writer, activist. Study everything about them. Then find 3 people they loved and learn everything about them. Keep going up the branches.
Like climbing your idea family tree.
Exactly. It helps you feel less alone, connects you to this bigger flow. And what's amazing is dead masters can't exactly turn you away, right? They left their whole lesson plan in their work for you to study.
Huh. That's true. No rejection letters from Shakespeare.
Right. And this learning isn't just formal study. It's about being curious. All the time. Google everything that sparks your interest. Read constantly.
And carry a notebook. Always.
Always. Jot down thoughts, observations, bits of conversation you overhear. Keep a swipe file, some call it a morgue file, for all those little bits you find inspiring.
Things you might reanimate later in your own work.
Exactly. Like Mark Twain supposedly said, it is better to take what does not belong to you than to let it lie around neglected. Use those inspiring bits.
Okay, so you've collected all this amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Influences, ideas, snippets. What's next? Because that can feel kind of daunting.
Yeah, the next step. And the advice from the source is wonderfully blunt.
What is it?
You're ready. Start making
So
stuff.
start.
Just start. Self-discovery, real creative insight. It happens while you're making things, not before. If you wait until you know exactly who you are or what your style is, you'll wait forever.
That hits home. It brings up that whole imposter syndrome thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, so common. Especially for people with, a lot of education, feeling like a phony, like you're just winging it.
Totally. That feeling of, I don't really know what I'm doing.
But here's the secret, right? Most truly creative people, they don't know either. Not really. The magic isn't knowing where it comes from. It's just showing up every day, doing the work.
Just doing the work.
And that's where that phrase, fake it till you make it, gets really interesting. It has 2 meanings here.
Right.
One is the classic. Pretend to be something until you become it. Dress for the job you want, act the part.
Right. Embody the persona.
The second is maybe more powerful for creativity. Pretend to be making something until you actually are making something.
Like the Patti Smith and Robert Mapplethorpe story.
Exactly. They became artists by pretending to be artists first. It's almost like theater. Your studio is the stage, your tools are props, time is the script, you just act it out.
Okay, so copying comes up here, but we need to be really clear that this isn't plagiarism, right?
Absolutely not. Huge difference. Plagiarism is stealing credit. Copying in this sense is like reverse engineering.
Like a mechanic taking apart an engine to see how it works.
Perfect analogy. Not to claim they invented it, but to understand it. Musicians practice scales, painters copy masterpieces to learn technique.
And the Beatles started as a cover band.
Right. They soaked up their heroes' work before they evolved. Yoji Yamamoto said it beautifully. Start copying what you love. At the end of the copy, you will find yourself.
Find yourself through the copying.
Yeah. The goal isn't just to mimic the surface style, it's to get deeper. Steal the thinking behind the style. See the world like your heroes do. Understand their choices.
Francis Ford Coppola had that great line.
Oh, about wanting people to steal.
Yeah. He said, we want you to take from us. Because you can't steal. You will take what we give you, and you will put it in your own voice. And that's how you will find your voice.
So powerful. That process internalizing, then re-expressing, that's where your unique voice comes from.
And it seems like imitation naturally evolves, right? It doesn't just stay imitation.
Yeah,
it becomes emulation.
Exactly. That's the next stage. Kobe Bryant's a classic example. He famously studied and stole moves from Jordan and others, but he couldn't do them exactly the same. His body was different. So his failure to be a perfect copy, that forced him to adapt, to create his own moves.
So the imperfection is where the uniqueness comes in.
It really is. It's kind of this wonderful flaw we have as humans. We can't make perfect copies. Think about comedians. Carson tried to be Jack Benny. Letterman tried to be Carson. Conan tried to be Letterman.
Right, you can see the lineage.
But they all failed to be perfect copies. And in that failure, they found their own unique comedic voice Conan said it perfectly. It is our failure to become our perceived ideal that ultimately defines us and makes us unique.
Wow. Okay, so you copy, you see where you fall short, and that difference is what you amplify. That's you.
That's how you evolve. Yeah.
So, okay, you're making stuff now, but what stuff? The old advice is write what you know.
Yeah, but our source kind of pushes back on that. Says it often leads to boring stories.
Okay, so what's the alternative?
Brian Eno, the musician, he put it really well. He said he wanted to create something that does not exist that I would like to listen to.
So it's not write what you know, it's write what you like.
Exactly. Make the thing you wish existed, the thing you desperately want to see or hear or experience in the world.
So it's about desire, not just knowledge.
Absolutely. Channel that desire. If you love something and wish there was more of it, maybe you should make it. Think about what your heroes missed or what could have been done differently or better.
Like the manifesto bit in the source.
Oh, yeah, that's powerful. Draw the art you want to see, start the business you want to run, play the music you want to hear, write the books you want to read, build the products you want to use, do the work you want to see done.
That's a call to action right there.
Totally.
Now let's talk tools. In our super digital age, the source has this great reminder from Linda Berry.
Don't forget to use your digits.
Love that. Our hands are original digital devices. Because computers, sometimes they make things feel too abstract, right? Too easy to edit prematurely.
Yeah, you hit delete too fast. You sanitize ideas before they even breathe. It can feel kind of alienating.
So what's the suggested approach?
The analog-digital loop, especially early on, set up two workstations, basically.
Okay.
One is analog. Pens, paper, index cards, sticky notes. Get messy. Scribble, cut, tape. Physical interaction.
Get your hands dirty.
Exactly. Then have a separate digital station for editing, polishing, publishing. The source mentions the newspaper Blackout book was made just like that. Hands, computer, hands again.
That physical play really kickstarts the brain differently, doesn't it?
It totally does. Screen-only work just doesn't engage the same parts.
And this idea of play, it's not just about the tools, is it? It extends to the whole process, like embracing side projects,
Right.
Productive procrastination.
Yes. That seems counterintuitive, but it's so important. Often the best stuff, the breakthroughs, come from just messing around on the side, stuff with no pressure, just for fun.
Having multiple things cooking at once.
Yeah, bouncing between them is really healthy. And crucially, allow yourself to be bored sometime.
Bored, we're always trying to avoid boredom.
I know. But boredom isn't empty. It's fertile ground. Good ideas often bubble up when your conscious mind is off doing something else mundane. Ironing, washing dishes.
The shower thoughts phenomenon.
Exactly. Mara Coleman said, avoiding work is the way to focus my mind. You need that space for connections to happen subconsciously.
And what about having, like, totally different passions? Should you just pick one?
No, definitely not, according to the source. Keep them all alive, even if they seem unrelated.
Let them talk to each other.
Yeah, Stephen Tomlinson's advice, let them interact. If you cut one off, you might feel that phantom limb pain, something missing.
That makes sense. I know for me, picking up music again actually made my writing better. The energy flowed between them.
Hobbies are regenerative. They give you energy, joy, without demanding anything back in a commercial sense. It's just for you. And don't worry about unifying it all neatly. The unity comes from the fact that you made it. It'll make sense looking back.
Okay, shifting gears slightly, sharing your work. What if you're just starting out, totally unknown?
Enjoy it. Seriously, enjoy that obscurity. There's no image to maintain, fewer distractions. It's pure freedom to experiment, to suck, to fail, to get better. You won't get that freedom back once people start paying attention.
That's a great perspective. So how do you get known eventually?
The formula is actually kind of simple. Deceptively simple. 2 steps.
Okay, lay it on me.
Step 1, do good work. Which means, like we said, embracing the process, the failures, the daily grind, no shortcuts.
Right. Show up and do the work.
Step 2, share it with people. Put it out there. And these days, the internet makes that part much easier. Just put it online where people can find it.
And the internet has this power for creators, right? Like inviting wonder.
Yeah. Wonder at something yourself, then invite others along. Be open about what you love. People connect with that. Think Bob Ross or Martha Stewart sharing their secrets, their process.
Showing how the sausage is made, kinda.
Exactly. And opening up like that. It helps you learn. You get feedback, new influences, real connections. The internet can be like an incubator for your ideas, even the half-baked ones.
But you don't have to share everything, do you?
Oh, definitely not. Share wisely. Glimpses are fine. Sketches, tips, bits of process, you control the narrative. And honestly, don't sweat people stealing your ideas too much.
Really? Why not?
Because if an idea is any good, you usually have to work incredibly hard just to get people to pay attention to it. Execution is like 99% of the battle. The idea itself is just the start.
That's reassuring. And this next point is fascinating. Geography isn't destiny anymore.
Not at all. You don't have to live in New York or LA or some creative hub. You can find your tribe, your mentors, your collaborators online.
Build your own world.
Build your own world. Surround yourself with things you love, books, objects, online communities. Kafka said it way before the internet. Sit at your desk and listen. The whole world will offer itself to you. You can connect globally from anywhere.
But sometimes you need the opposite, right? Solitude.
Absolutely. Self-imposed solitude. Little pockets of temporary captivity can be amazing for deep work.
Like riding the bus without scrolling.
Exactly. Or going to a library, a cafe with no Wi-Fi. Creating unplugged time forces your mind inward. Travel helps too, makes the world look new again, which wakes up your brain.
And speaking of your world, that garbage in, garbage out thing applies to people too, right?
Hugely. Who you surround yourself with matters immensely. Questlove had that great line.
What about his circle?
Yeah. The only mofos in my circle are people that I can learn from. Harsh? Maybe, but the point is crucial.
And Harold Ramis said, if you're the most talented person in the room,
Find another room. Yeah. Seek out people who challenge you, inspire you, push you.
what about negative emotions? Like anger? Can that be useful?
Oh, absolutely. Anger is intense energy. Don't waste it complaining or lashing out. Channel it
Into the work.
into the work. Think of artists who turn frustration or injustice into powerful art. It's alchemy, transforming that negative energy into something productive, like Henry Rollins did constantly.
And a practical tip, writing public fan letters
Yeah.
online.
Sounds weird, but yeah. It's a genuine way to show appreciation for your heroes. And often, just the act of writing it sparks new ideas for you. No need to expect a reply. It's for your own creative engine.
And the praise file idea, keep nice comments instead of rejection letters.
Exactly. A practical little tool for those inevitable down moments. Don't dwell on rejection. Have a small stash of positive reinforcement ready.
Okay, so to sustain all this, the source argues against the romantic suffering artist myth.
Totally debunks it. Advocates for a, quote, boring life.
Boring. How so?
Healthy habits, sleep, dentist visits, managing your money. Basically, conserve your energy, physical and mental, for the creative work. Flaubert said, be regular and orderly in your life so that you may be violent and original in your work.
Stability enables creativity.
Precisely. And a huge part of that stability, for many people, is money.
Right. Learn about money, live within your means, save.
Yeah. And don't diss the day job. For many, it's not a trap, it's a liberator. It gives you financial freedom, so you're not desperate. It connects you to the real world. And crucially, it provides routine. It forces you to carve out specific time for your creative work.
Like Seinfeld's don't break the chain calendar method.
Exactly. Mark that X every single day you do the work. Small, consistent effort, a page a day adds up to a novel. It's the accumulation that matters.
The power of showing up consistently.
It's everything. And keep a logbook, the source suggests, like a ship's captain. Track your daily activities, your progress. It helps you see how far you've come, reminds you of details, fights that feeling of going nowhere.
That's a good practical tip. And finally, a really personal one. Marry well.
Yeah. It sounds kind of traditional, maybe, but who you choose as a life partner or even close collaborators,
Yeah.
it's huge.
They need to be your champion.
Absolutely. Someone who gets it, supports the invisible work, the ups and downs. Tom Waits gives massive credit to his wife, Kathleen Brennan, for basically enabling his career and contributing creatively. It matters.
It really does. So wrapping up, the big idea seems to be that creativity isn't about limitless options, but maybe the opposite.
Yeah, constraints. In this age of infinite information, getting ahead is often about what you consciously leave out. Limitless choice can be paralyzing.
Like Dr. Seuss writing Green Eggs and Ham with only 50 words.
Perfect example. Constraints force creativity. Saul Steinberg said we respond to the artist's struggle against their limitations. Creativity is as much about exclusion as inclusion, what you choose not to do.
So pulling it all together for everyone listening, what's the big takeaway from this deep dive?
I think it's that creativity isn't this mystical thing only some people have. It's a process. It's a remix.
Yeah, and your influences are key. You got to consciously choose them and then just start making stuff.
Just start. And embrace the playfulness, have side projects, share what you're doing, but wisely.
Structure your life to support it. Find your people.
And use limitations. Don't run from them. Use them as a springboard.
Okay, so here's that final thought to chew on. What are the specific, maybe even weirdly unrelated influences in your life?
Yeah, think about it. Your hobbies, your job, things you overhear, stuff you read, your own quirks. What happens if you connect those dots?
What borrowed bits, seen through your unique filter, could become something only you can bring into the world?
That's the question. What's your unique remix?